Okay, so I'm going to show you how to, or how I use stuff. So let's start up a new file. And that's the phone ringing in the background. But so that's a new file. And what I do is I go and look for the brushes. Now this is Photoshop CS something. So I'm going to look for the brushes. And there come the brushes. And I look for wet edges. And once I have wet edges, that's what I work with. So I'm starting up a new layer, and I'll start up another new layer. That's Command Shift N or Control Shift N. And the reason why I start those layers is because I want to draw in them. So here you go. I increase my brush, make sure that that's black if it's the outline, and we'll just do a quick sketch. Now notice what's happening. As we overlap, we're getting this overlapping. That's because wet edges is on. So I'm going to redo this, and now we don't have wet edges. Okay, so that's the first layer. Now I want to turn wet edges because I want to create this background layer. So I go to layer 1 and I click wet edges, and now I can choose the color and I can choose the opacity. In this case, I'll choose the opacity of 50%. That's 5 on your keyboard. And look, that's how I color. Now it looks all streaky, but if you do a good job, so I'll keep layering over it, and it doesn't necessarily look streaky, but because it's got this overlap kind of feeling. So it's got this watercolor kind of feeling. Of course, you can never replace watercolors with this. Watercolors has a whole different feel, but you can see approximately what I'm doing here. And that's eventually what I do. So I keep using the different tones and changing the opacity. So that's just 20% now, because 100% would be like that. So that's just 10% or 20% as I want to create something. And I go and get the colors, and at say 40%, I could probably draw a shadow. If I keep moving quickly, then there's one flow, but if I keep doing that, it overlaps. So there you go. That's it. Wet edges. That's what I use. That's what's always been in Photoshop, and you might as well use it. Also use your opacity levels. So that's on your keyboard. 10%, 20%. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0. 0 is 100%. And once you do that, then you start to get these magical pictures. Wet edges and opacity. That's me, Sean D'Souza, saying bye for now. Bye-bye.